Right, thank you for that one. Good groove. I love his national anthem. Right, here we are. Final 16. And it's our first demonstration of one of the Chorfs teams here. And look what they found. It's the bloody Orcs. So, rather interesting game here. Chorfs have decided, yes, they're going to receive this, for which they'll be eternally grateful. Amen. As you can see here, the Orcs actually have not one, but two reserves on the side. That's a remarkable Orc team. And of course, the Chorfs have, well, plenty of fouling hobgoblins. Of course, mysterious thing there, you can see, well, he's actually called himself a loner for this one. You're going, but wait, he's got a full team. Yes, he's hired a mercenary player. He's got nothing better to do with it. So you can see here, he's come in, 4 rerolls, and the fans, well, as you can hear by that funky music, baby, I just love them. And speaking of love, there's the love right there, solid punch to the face. It's improved his looks clearly. He'll be a smash hit next time he goes out on a date. Now, I haven't seen too much of this one as they've gone along here, but you can see fairly typical Chorfs team, and yes, the dwarves have lots and lots and lots of guard. And of course, yes, one of them has acquired the mutation claw because reasons. And here he goes, big blitz away there on the side by the ball centaur. Say goodnight, Gracie, and then he's down for a bit of a stun. So a quick little peek there, you can see, just look at the flood of guard. Of course, mind you, the Orcs have actually got somewhat the same situation. They've got a flood of guard too. We should just help out these bloody teams, the Grenadiers. They've got so much damn gold. Well, he's not missing a beat here. Here he comes. Everything pressed in. He just wants to hurt the bastard. It's typical Orc thinking. Orcs don't usually like to scream because they've got lots and lots of hitting skills, and that's what they most want to do. Hit something and hit it often. And there we go. Trampoline time. And it does bugger all. Well, unfortunately, that makes you foul bait, doesn't it, Leia? And so much for front line, not very effective, unfortunately. And now here we go. Well, he's actually going to re-roll that one early, but he does get a solid punch, and down goes Sunshine. And now you're seeing just how devastating any dwarf team is, especially when they all start getting guards. At this point here, quite frankly, it's boosted the team. Ding dong! Well, this is starting to look rather ominous now, isn't it? That's now the second KO. Now, merely the Orcs would look, that's only bells wrong. And there's a bit of a opportunity there, as unfortunately the Bull Centaur finds a way to dig deep and find a 1 in his break tackle. But now here's the questions, can the Orc team actually do anything about this? Ball's pretty well contained, but can they at least smash some things up here? Well, there's a few solid punches so far. And now the Orcs start running into their most frustrating problem here when dealing with sucking dwarves. They thicker than our armour, and of course, you know, their thick skulls. And he's getting quite a lot of solid hits in, but as you can see, it's not really producing much. That seems to have been the problem here. And as people said, this is why Chaos Dwarves, they can fare quite unbalanced considering their easy access with all their crazy skills, exceptionally high armour, and of course they can get claws to eventually be mutations. So yes, you can see many a Chorf killer team does exactly that. Right, well, it hasn't been too much of a disaster there. It's easy for them to contain, and of course, as we noted here, they've already got 2 Orcs down. So there's not really too much to worry at this point here. This is all about a slow, ponderous march down the field, with the old punch thrown in for good flavour. And once again, another Orc goes flying down. And so far, well, quite frankly, yeah, Chaos Dwarves are just sweet biding their time at this point. No rush, they've got full control of the ball here, and there's nothing threatening coming in. As some have noted, this is when an Orc team, its greatest advantage is if they go and mate and they've actually got some money, go get the Bombardier. This messes this up completely. Well, Big and Grinny has finally managed to hit something. There's a nice change. But this seems to have been, coming, quite the stomp about. Come on, let's see if you can actually break something. And now it's more push me, push you. And he burns a precious reroll early just to get the shove. Which someone noted here, he didn't even have to take because, quite frankly, well, look, he's got to stand firm. He doesn't have to, he's just looking here, it's a better position. And, well, he's getting back to work there, and yes, he's quite stunned by the interesting set of rotisserie knives being attached on the end of his fist. And there's a good power down, down he goes. Good night, sweetheart, and there is yet another KO. Well, that's 3 bells, you're making yourself a cathedral over there. And by this point, it's starting to look rather dreadful for the Orcs. And once again, power of all that gold, there's another solid punch. And old Twinkle Toes there is going down for the count. And now, by this point here, finally, as a traditional skill here, the old Goblin with Dirty is going to, well, make sure he sticks his boot in. He's going to stick it in somewhere. Quite frankly, he doesn't care where, just as long as he sticks it in. And I know that's phrasing. And of course, it's completely defective. Well, Orcs are rather contained here. Can they actually get anything to, rather properly crack and fall down? As everyone notes with the Chorfs team, if you can finally get those most blessed of things, casualties, Chorfs teams do have a tendency of just falling right apart at that point. Now, many have asked here, after the trampoline time, and again, you just can't get through that thick as hell armour. Boy, don't the Orcs wish they could buy claws would be a nice change, wouldn't it? Well, turn 5. He's still building his cathedral. Let's see if he can get another one. Oh, there we go. Solid punch. And down that poor lad goes. But it's been many times explained, are the Chorfs considered an unbalanced team? And quite frankly, the answer is, they used to be the most unbalanced team. In fact, as someone said, when it came to tiers, they were the actual first tier 1 team. And frankly, that was because, guess this, as you might have heard, rerolls 50k. This has since been changed, long time ago. Because they got sick and tired of Chorfs winning all the sucking majors. That's quite frankly what they did. So now at this point here, they figure that generally balanced, but as you can tell, it's amazing how effective this team really is. Well, there's the ominous double skull. He finally gets a solid hit. And he's still waiting for something to break. He's going to break his foot at this rate and still not achieve anything. Well, it's a good solid troll strike. He's got several doors contained. but again, it's not really achieving much. Well, turn 6, Hobgoblin is safely away, nothing can pursue him, and this means unfortunately Chaos Dwarves now at this point here can use the remaining 10 players to pick on the remaining 8 Orcs. And you can bet your bottom dollar that's exactly what they're going to do, as long as Constable Ed's not calling anything. And there is yet another solid hit, and it's another bell rung. Starting to see the difference that claw makes, doesn't it? As you can see, the chap doesn't even have Mighty Blow, it's all the claw. Turning all those wonderful, lovely, solid, thrusting, pounding, throbbing, this sounds the wrong description. I'm on the wrong script, clearly. I'm talking about the Norse team, aren't I? But you know what I'm saying here, it basically turns them into Norse. I hit all armor 7, and that's not too good for Orcs. Orcs like their armor 9. Come on lad, you can do it. Oh, there you go, finally, it's a stun! Sorry, it's the most excitement they've had so far. And there's another one through, and of course, you know, well, it's only a stun yet again. At this point here, the Orcs are clearly very frustrated. And yes, 3 for 3, it's only a stun. They would love to even have a KO, but again, the thick skull even prevents that half the time. Literally. And now, here we go, another round of punishment by the Chaos Dwarves, and let's see if they can produce yet another cathedral. You've got the first row, let's go for the second one. And you can see here, there goes the claw. Oh, there's that first, it doesn't break. Well, I'm sure it's effective. Don't worry, I have a boot. And I'll show this poor lad how boots really work. You know, you might want to take the little, you know, bunny slippers off before you foul them. Just saying. Well, turn 7 here for the Orcs. Pretty much all they can do is move in a position and maybe get at least one solid hit in. And you can see his frustration here. He's finally changed tactics with his piling Mighty Blow to a Hobgoblin, which I ain't to say is what he should have been doing in the first place, because we can get rid of all the Hobgoblins. Chaos Dwarf team then starts having troubles because they start acting like a Khemri team. Well, maybe he'll adjust his strategies by the second half. Of course, that's depending if he's got a team left. Now, there's another solid hit. He decides to really roll it because he's got nothing better to do. Oh, we could have predicted that one. Bell rung, that's 5. And it's in for the easy score. Oh, he's a bit of a slick spittle, isn't he? Well, the Orcs do get lucky. They got 2 of the 5 actually back, but this is going to leave them down 1 player. But never fear, it's turn 8. Unless there's a riot, they're not going to be getting this one in. This is where now the Orcs, quite frankly, need to at least focus and maybe, just maybe, get someone. And yes, as much as the Orcs don't want to think about it, they might have to start finally consider fouling at this point. Because they've got to start getting rid of players. Yeah, it's a rather grim tale, isn't it? And this is actually considered one of the top Orc teams we had coming out of the NATTS Season 9. They did a remarkable drive. However, it does seem they may have run into their Waterloo. This has become quite the solid wall of funk. As you can see here, the Orcs are getting the work. Finally, something actually happens. It's a KO. It's the loner. And then he immediately gets himself into a 1 in 36. And that's just not sport now, is it? 1-0 at the end of the first half. And yes, that was remarkably quick, lads. The Orcs managed to get one player back. At least now the Orcs can actually look at themselves and say, well, at least we've got a team on the field. Unfortunately for the Orcs here, from their viewpoint, they're going to have to scrape the barrel of any player they've got to make up the 11-player team. While the Chaos Dwarves at this point now have an incredible advantage. They can just pick and choose who they want to put on and play as they wish. They've even recovered the KO. Go figure, there's no justice apparently. And yes, you can hear that funky music playing in the background, and yes, the fans are grooving away, yeah! And go figure, that gives him an extra reroll. Not like he's been needing them. It's usually a good measure of how your game's going if you go into the half, and you still had rerolls left over. Now they don't carry over unless it's overtime. Troll 3 dice finally managed to get a good solid punch in. And again, it's only a stun. Well, by this point here, the Orcs have got to start wondering what's it bloody going to take. Well, they have, as suggested, finally started following up with a couple of fouls here. This might be the only chance they get to actually start breaking this Chaos Dwarf armor and doing something. As we saw, unfortunately, once again, it's another ineffective foul in this game. However, this probably won't be. And here's looking at it, it's been served right up to the dirty player, and the Chaos Dwarves again can just take the time and remove yet another player. Well, at least so's the 30. Let's see if he actually remembered to take off those fluffy bunny slippers this time. There we go, trampoline time. At least found something important and vital connected to him. But, fortunately there, well, the Constable had actually caught that one. But, in the shape of things, when you look at what the removal is, he'll take that. That gets rid of a Black Awkward Guard. And the Orcs get back to work here, and quite frankly, they have to focus on actually scoring the bloody ball. Which is actually starting to look more difficult with every single turn here. And again, more push me, push you. They'd like to actually see something get KO'd, let alone injured. And it's more push me, push you. Well, a lot careful moving about. And now let's decide what he does. Yep, it's laying the boot in one more time. And again, fails to penetrate. And the shame is, you might have wanted to keep the troll there. Then it would have worked. Well, unfortunately, looks like the Chaos Dwarves are going to make them pay for moving the troll in the first place. And now the troll's separated from the rest of the team. And I don't think he's going to miss a trick. I think he's going to trade off another Hobgoblin just to get rid of the troll. Oh, yep, definitely. Here it comes. Now, let's see if he can find something important. Oh, that's a horrible place to aim. Well, fortunately for the troll, those things regenerate. Well, our goblin leaves new many to the turn, putting one in hand. Like I said, good thing it grows back. And for once, it might be the only thing that so far has, in a strange way, gone the Orcs' way. They're actually up a player on that. Because Constable Ed's not missing anything. And again, all this effort, and he gets an incredible and ponderous stun. Not what he wants. It's trampoline time. Finally, you can hear the absolute sigh of relief coming from the other side. He finally got one. Well, here we go. Turn 11. Chaos Dwarves. Well, guess what? You know, Lorca can be lazy on this strategy because finally something has worked. As you can see here, this is the absolute beauty of the Chaos Dwarves. They have this crazy maneuverability thanks to the Bull Centaurs. They also have a pretty solid, whip it out and wang it off his forehead. And that seems to work just fine for another bell. And here come the rest of the Dwarves. At this point here, the Chaos Dwarves do have, well, quite a bit of confidence here, because quite frankly, he was going to get close to the Troll. Push me, push you. It looks pretty solidly contained. Let's see what the Orcs can actually do. They're going to have to try and force a cage up the right side. They're pretty well stuck in. Good move by the Black Orc, and the Troll's back into it. Where are you going to go today, Sunshine? Oi, lad, Enzo, this way. And he takes him right into the... back into his half again. Okay, but you realise you're leaving these players straight, right? Well, he figures he's got a cunning and college-educated scheme. And he at least gets a stun out of that. So maybe it would work. And here we go. Orcs making dodges. This is when you know your game has gone completely tilt. You're having to dodge with Orcs. Not exactly a dodgy team. Well, here come the Chaos Dwarves here. They would love to contain this, because the longer this game goes, the more and more they're at an advantage. And finally, he actually has to use a reroll as he ends up doing a double skull. Well, that means the Troll actually gets to stay up for the extra turn. And crazy as this seems, that's the second double skull right there. Well, there you go. Nuffle has finally given the Orcs what they actually need, a fighting chance. Of course, the ball getting all the way back here, well, only so far he can go. But this is when they've got to start ploughing down the field. You've got no choice. Go, go, go. Solid hit. There he goes. Sure and steady so far. And there, regretfully, he only gets the one die. How about the Troll? Oh, of course the Troll. The Troll, of course, 1 and 9s it because, well, he's a Troll. What did you expect was going to happen? And then, of course, he does make his loner. That's a nice one. And it's the Sandfirm and gets nowhere. Turn 13. Yeah, it looks like Don't Fuck Me Art is going to get their jive on indeed. And he actually doesn't like that result. He decides to reroll that. Well, he's got so many rerolls, he might as well. And he continues his attack. Down the field. There goes another Orc down for a while. And he calmly decides, you know what, I'm done that turn. I gotta admit, there's glitter and spandex and lycra. This dwarf team is winning. It's nigh impregnable at this rate. And there is an awful lot of push me, push yous. You better hope he knows what he's doing. And then meanwhile, all he gets is a push on the Hobgoblin. Well, you're pretty committed now. It's turn 14. This lad's gotta go. And indeed, there he's going. Wide open to the Bull Centaur. Well then, this has become a potato play in the worst degree. Now, fortunately, he does outblock, but this is going to be a 2 dice coming over the top. Now, suddenly he decides, no, I'm not going to blitz with this one, I'm just going to block blitz in here. And try and make life as difficult as possible for your team to get anywhere. Now he gets a good solid in here on the blitzer. That's a critical stun. Somebody's had jazz hands today. And now you can see it here. Suddenly the Orcs have got no choice. They've got to smash it all through. And they've gotten some solid blows in. But now you can see here, he's counting on his agility 4 to make a dodge away. He does make the dodge. But lad, where are you going? Well, that, I will admit, is rather impressive, lads. He did get the pass away to the Orc. What are you doing? Why? Well, that almost knocks him right out of the turn at a weird time. Fortunately, the reroll works. But here we are, turn 15. Can the Dwarves take care of this? Well, it's going to come down to a break tackle, so this is likely the lad. No, he's going the other way. He's full of surprises today, isn't he? This is the first time I can't predict what the bugger's going to do. That's probably a good sign, isn't it? Look, it's his favourite noise, the ringing of the bells. And now the Orcs have a problem. How are you getting out of this one? I gotta really get out of this one. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, it's been a very late night. It's all that ailing and wenching. I gotta have a life somewhere, don't I? Well, this is it, turn 16. And quite frankly, you need to score. Well, he's got a solid hit in. And he gets away with another solid hit. But where are you going? That's an awful risk, isn't it? Well, that's it. He fails the dodge. Didn't have a reroll on it. It's just too late. Well, this is a result. And there we go. Constable Edge just finishes this one up there. It's a simple 1-0 victory. Not exactly what you expected. We expected there to be a more punishing game between these two teams, and it seemed to be most of the punishment was all the first half with all the bells run, pretty much negating the Orc defense. But there, the Orc counter offense, perhaps he waited too long to make the drive, and there's the advantage of the Bull Centaurs. So, as the result, they're going to advance up there, don't funkle me out, and goodbye to, unfortunately, another Orc team. Alright, we'll see you all in the next game. Nuffle, bless your dice.